good morning, YouTube viewers, good morning, Facebook Nation, good morning to all people, all races, all colors, no matter where you are, men, women, children. May you have the most beautiful day, have an awesome day, and for whatever goals that you have set forth for yourself on this day, may those goals come to fruition, as long as it encompasses the benefit of all of humankind. So, I want to get right into this. And good morning, beautiful day. Hopefully everybody's enjoying it. I want to get into this because we need to understand what this behavior is. So I'm going to put these out in sections and speak about different attributes that each one of us possess. But we're not aware of how this works, and we're not aware of what we condone as a direct effect on who we are as a people, how we draw this negative energy and we hold it, which applies to other areas of life, our lives, where negative energy will have that same negative energy will have a greater impact. So we're going to discuss this today. So today's topic is indiscriminate bias, part 2, in parentheses, validation. So we're going to talk about its causes and effects, and what we can do to, see these things within ourselves, and then push forward to navigate how we deal with others, where we see these same attributes or same cues coming at us. So today we discuss validation. Validation is a weapon, number one. Let me explain validation. Validation is a weapon which was used, I'm not even going to put up screenshots, because if you're hearing this, whether man or woman, look it up for yourself. Back in 1776, when the Declaration, most people think about the Declaration of Independence. However, at the same time that the Declaration of Independence was being signed, also was the formation of the Illuminati, the Enlightened Ones. Adam Weishaupt formed it at that time, and he laid out a creed. Like all organizations, they have a creed. We have a creed. As far as our government, we have a creed, which is the Declaration of Independence. That's our creed. So the creed that he had put forth was that he was going to utilize women as a weapon against men in order to pass laws, in order to use propaganda, in order to, cause distractions, the same distractions that we're seeing right now in life play out. So this is what was used. So in the prior video, we talked about the next door neighbor, where you had the flower bed and the trash can. Everything is one. So that situation will apply to us being said too. Can't escape the laws of nature. So how does validation corrupt, blind, and mislead so many without a person's knowledge? And the reason is propaganda. Propaganda is put out forth, and it distracts us, while we're on this gerbil wheel. And we all need to step off the gerbil wheel and look at the world. Look at what's actually in front of you. I can't tell you to do this, but, your world changes. If you're really, truly trying to see consciousness and trying to live a better quality of life, then this is something that you're going to want to look at. So this is how this is done. Number one, it's done with division, competition, and pedestal. So I'm going to start in reverse. We're going to go with the pedestal. Everybody wants to be put on a pedestal like they've done something perfect, like they're the perfect one for whoever created all this, instead of just being a person. That's number one, where your mind has already been corrupted, because there's nothing on the face of this earth that's perfect. Creation is perfect. What is out here has sustained life for billions and maybe even trillions of years. It's sustained life. So that's perfect. We're imperfect because we're the impurities. We made ourselves impure. And I'm not going to get too hard on us, but that's the pedestal syndrome, where everyone has the answer. Everyone is the key. Follow me, be me, and validate me. So now you go to a competition, and we're going to look at just everyday normal stuff that people go through, and especially people who are married. So we're going to use you as an example. You know, people who are married, you know, you are married, so you're comfortable in where you are. So now everything is like a transaction. Like you're going to the office every day, but you're at the office 24/7, 365 days a week, except when, you know, you're away from one another. So, you know, during that time, you're comfortable. Everything is routine, so there's no need for you to add spice. And another thing is like Russian roulette when it comes to, you know, sex. So, you know, when you're away from, say you have a girls' night out and you're out and about, you know, and you're going place to place and, you know, you're eating, drinking, having fun, shopping, what have you. But at the same time, you know, the opposite sex figure that you run into, you know, you have a whole different mindset. There's a whole different type of adrenaline that's running through the individual. You know, so you know, this is another place where indiscriminate bias comes into play, because you look at one thing as being, this is all set, this is routine, but then you look at something else and you say, well, you know, oh, wow, I'm feeling something. So then you go to division, and the way that division is caused is through the pay rate, which goes back to what I spoke about earlier, where, you know, that division was going to come from, you know, back in 1776. So when we don't look at, you know, the things that are taking place and how these things have come to fruition, and they're right in front of our eyes, but we take no note, it's because we're seeking validation. And validation is to say that my closet is cleaner than your closet. So let's go to number 2, and that's value, worth, and legacy. Most people, so we're going to reverse, most people, you know, they are more concerned with, you know, making enough money so that, you know, their future generations can be okay. And that's not giving you credit as a person, because the only thing that the grandkids will say is, my grandmother or my grandfather, they left this, but they don't talk about you as a person because they don't know you. And it's because you've been seeking validation, and the validation is that we've been seeking is based on something that's superficial, which is our false self and the wealth that we have to present the false self. But when we pass away, the false self passes away as well, and the only thing that's left is your finances. So then we'll go to worth. You know, most people, when they get to their deathbed, you know, they say to themselves, you know, I never had love. I don't think anyone really cares about me. Yes, again, see forward, you know, see reverse rather. It's what you left. All you left was material assets. All you left was material gain. All you left was money and property or what have you. But you left nothing as far as your worth goes, you as a person. So what they'll say is, this person was a hardworking person. Now, whether you're a man or woman, is that the way that you want to be remembered? Would you rather be remembered, which is goes to number 1, which is value? Would you rather be valued as a person who was a giving person, like this person is irreplaceable, not because of wealth, but because of the way they dealt with, you know, life and what they gave to life and how they influenced and inspired others. You know, not something that's fake and superficial, what we see a lot of on social media, but, you know, in true reality where, you know, these are physical people where, you know them. So that's number 2. And now we're going to go to number 3, which is trust, loyalty, and honor. So, you know, when validation tells us that the media is telling us we have to look a certain way, we have to be a certain way, we have to say things in a certain way, we have to make people and demand of people, our opinions have to be above everything, every opinion. Validation becomes corrupt. And this is where trust, loyalty, and honor comes into play. Because again, if all you have is a passing memory of money and, oh, that person just worked all the time and whatever, or do you want to be a person who people say, this when this person gave their word, it was their word. The way this person was when he was in front of me, in front of you, that person was. Never a different person. Never a changing person. And this is where indiscriminate bias comes in. And the only way that we can become this, and this is what we walk away with, is that it's what we condone. If we condone indiscriminate bias, our sins are not as bad as what's going on in the world. which gives us a right to say so with what's going on in the world. Because right now, the people with the worst sins are the ones who are dictating what's going on in the world. They're validating, and we're giving validation. Where we should say, no, we're not following you. I'm not following you. So, I want to leave you with this. The reason so many need to be validated in this world today is because so much has been taken away. But again, it's our fault as well as what's being projected, because they said so. Remember that. So know your worth, because you have been blessed internally to appreciate the simple things, because life, shelter, food, water, the basics of life is what we need to appreciate, because that gives all the wealth in the world, and every wealth comes from appreciating what's simple, that what was given to us from day one. The only thing that they haven't taken away from us, but they will soon take away from us. So it's up to us, excuse me, good people, to know our worth, because we have been blessed, and we need to be proud of this, because not many will find their way back. That's a sad reality. Many will live out their existence in this false reality of false validation. And with that, everyone, sorry it took a little bit longer, but like I said, it's been my vibration is high, so you know what I'm saying. High. But have a great day. Have a beautiful day. And for whatever goals that you have set forth for yourself on this day, as long as it encompasses the benefit of all of humankind, may those goals come to fruition. And with that, ladies, gentlemen, as well as you, peace.